Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So I was just sitting here chilling in the healing room and I looked over at all the decks, and today the Thoth Tarot kind of shone brighter than everything else. And then in that I felt the guides come, shook up the cards, and I've got 3 sitting here. And so they are the Hanged Man. We have the 8 of Cups with indolence, and then we have the Aeon. And so as we did that, guides came in and said that there's something from the past that you need to change your perspective on. That the way things were has shifted and changed and transformed. That now it's like a rebirth moment. What it was is not what it is anymore, I'm hearing. And I was like, all right, but like that could mean so many things, right? That could, like, in life, there's so many things, right? Family, career, love, all of it. And they're like, look at the bottom, because this is something that they said got buried very, 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 very deep. And so when I looked at the bottom, we have 2 of Cups and love. So something to do with changing and love. And then as I looked at them all, I went over to the Eon, and over here is Nut. That's Egyptian. There's so much Egyptian mythology all over this. Yeah, I didn't actually like stop and like look at them all, but so as I did that, it's funny actually. I'm skipping out a major thing that I'm totally trying to avoid. Not only was it the Thoth Tarot that kind of shone, I saw this on my thing over there. And I was like, what is this? Like, I thought maybe jewelry would be inside, like all my necklaces or something. But when I opened it, it was a Bible. And I'm not religious at all. And so, this could be a little thing for myself. But I always found that people in the past that were extremely very religious were extremely judgmental towards me, and were probably like the meanest people. They didn't practice what they preached. They were holier than thou kind of energy. But so I opened up this Bible, which was from like my christening or something like that. Yep. Which was a long time ago. Anyways, I opened it up to a random page, and on it, like, again, I've never really done these things when it comes to like religion. It was talking a lot about Israel. And as I read it, I was like, do you know what though, guys? Like, I don't know anything about this. I'm so far out of my depth and my comfort. I'll tell you what I do know. I do know, this is even before I pulled cards. I was like, I know Egypt, right? When I think of Israel, I think of Egypt, and those two together. So to pull out these cards and have such strong Egyptian symbolism on it, now I'm seeing that the Hanged Man could be my perspective of how people treated me in the past. But I digress. So I'm sitting here chilling. I feel like this Bible part's not really part of it. That's just like a cool synchronicity that I'm going to share to you always, how I get my stuff, because maybe you could see how I unfold something and figure out how you unfold something, because really that's the whole purpose of this. I hope that you learn to work with your intuition so you don't even need these things. So really, when you watch a reading or something like that, it's just fun. It's like story time, because you already know how to tap in and navigate all your senses. So once I saw the symbolism of the Aeon, especially with Mother Nut and all that, I looked over and I saw the Anubis Oracle, which is funny because yesterday's reading wasn't yesterday. I recorded a while ago. Cooper came in and I called him my little hellhound, my little Anubi. And so there's a little Cooper there. So yeah, I see, especially each reading always unfolds into something really, really cool. And if you've been on this journey for a while, how's your life unfolding? I'm pretty sure that if you kind of reflect back to a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I haven't been doing it on here that long. Actually, I don't know. Time's like really flying. Plus, time's a man-made meetup thing. But even if you're just new, it's kind of cool to have you on this journey to see how things unfold, because your timeline is now mashing into this timeline, and we're really all progressing at this really wonderful speed. So I shook up some cards, and the last one we had out under the deck that was very buried was love. And so look, there's a lotus there. So for a lotus, in order for it to blossom, it has to go through the mud. It has to go into the super dark, which is what Anubis kind of navigates, the underworld, and it's buried. And then all of a sudden one day, something just sparks and it starts reaching for the light. And I'm seeing, again, if you didn't watch the other readings, it doesn't matter. But I do remember there was 2 wands to pick from, and one of them was a light. One was protective, one was the light. And it said that there's a little bit of tests along the way that, right, you're like, this is what I want. This is exactly what I need, want and need, and like blending it together and going for that light. And once you do that, there's going to be these little tests along the way that kind of like, are you sure you want what you want? Will you give it away easily? And so that's kind of coming through. So eventually this spark happens and the flower reaches for the light. And once it reaches the surface, that's when it blossoms. So I feel like, especially in this collective, you've gone through something extremely, really dark. Right? You've had a lot of people not believe in you, not help you. Actually, they've just buried and put things on your name that weren't true. It was all projections. And so for you to continue just to keep growing and reaching for the light, there's now this shift, this new something. So that's what has to shift. The change in perspective is this crying over spilled milk. Nothing good really happens. All I ever do, I heard the song, all I ever do is win, 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 no matter what. But what I was going to say is all I ever experience is loss and blah, blah, blah. But like Spirit wasn't even going to let me say it. They just all of a sudden, the music was loud. So that's clairaudience. It's tapping into your abilities, and they're saying don't even pay time or energy to that of lack of what you don't want. So I tried to say all this ever happens, everything, poor me type energy, and it was so loud that it's like whatever energy is more is the one that's going to win. Right? They say that there's 2 wolves within you, and whichever one you feed is the one that kind of thrives. And so that's interesting because when I pulled the Anubis cards, I already pulled some. We had this love energy. We had this reaching for the light. And then who was the one to come through? It was Isis. And like, she is the feminine love, whatever it is. I'm hearing rumble and stampede. Okay, so there's elephants. I got to get to the elephant reference because that's what's coming through. But yeah, so here is the Holy Queen, Mother of us all, embodied manifestation of love. And then I looked at the bottom of the deck and we had this. And I don't know if this is what it actually is. I keep seeing 2 elephants. I see one there and then like one there. And this says sacred archetypal element, the sacred archetype element of fire. And fire is transformation. But with the elephants, I started hearing a stampede of elephants. I heard it just shaking things. Now what are they bringing me to? I went to a powwow. The 2 wolves within you. That's a Native American saying. And so whichever one you feed. And so I went to this powwow once, and they had those huge drums. And I remember, right, I'm not an emotional person. I had all these emotions suppressed within me, but as I went to this powwow, these drums, I got closer and closer. And you know what? I've been kind of playing with this a lot lately, where you just like, I love that feeling. Whew. But anyways, so I've been using vibration for healing lately, and that's what I'm seeing, this stampede of whatever this is. So anyways, back to my story. I went to this powwow, and these drums, these huge, massive drums, and right, and then those chanting, and it's just it shook something out of me. And I remember the closer I got, the vibration just hit. It said, whatever vibration is more, right? My ability to try and push this down. Aquariuses don't want to show their emotion. We're the water bear. We're not going to cry though. But that's what I saw, these drums shaking everything out. And so that's what I'm seeing. Oh yeah. And then so I freaked out. I was like, I started getting emotional. It was too much for me. And rather than express vulnerability, I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. And I left. So last year I went to another one. And this time I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy it no matter what comes up and out. But back in the day, I was like too scared to show the vulnerable side. But anyway, so those two wolves I now see as elephants, and elephants running and shaking. So whatever it is that we've kind of gone through, it seems like the really bad, the really heavy, the really dense is done. The old me is dead and gone. I'm hearing TI. And so now I just see this like super happy, fun timeline. And I think that's the shift and the perspective that they're showing, is that in the past, you're so used to this. And it's like always hoping, always wishing, always wanting. But now it's saying, let that go. Because that hope and wish and want is now. Like you're living it. You're walking the dream that you always wanted. So it's like the more you keep hoping, wishing, wanting, it's like kind of pushing it away. And now just embrace and love it. Right? Take these two. Embrace it. It's like a hug. It's like a hug. The mother of us all. So we're seeing transformation of fire. And honestly, I feel like that's pretty much, there's been this regeneration. Maybe you felt like you got kicked, you got stomped on, right? Someone walked over that lotus, although it grows in the water, so how could they walk on it? I don't know. Stuff happens. And the elephants stomped all over it because they can go in water too. It was the elephants who stampeded over it, and it was a heavy, heavy loss or burden. But I keep hearing, don't cry over spilled milk. The more you keep like, I don't know, that energy has already been shook out and it's already gone. So to continue to look back at it and like pine for it, it's just not there anymore. You have to change your perspective to what has regenerated. And it's in that regeneration. So now I'm hearing generations. Generation of generations that's changed and shifted. This is the fun, happy time. Yes, people are going, there are things around you that are bad, crappy situations, but on a high heart energy level, things are way higher than they used to be. So things will still happen, but now it's like there's more heart-centered people to speak up and do and act with love. And that's the thing that needs to shift and change. There's this huge protection right now. They're just saying, we just got to change the way something is, because the old is dead and gone. It's not coming back because it's shifted. Fun, happy times. Oh my God, did that card just say happiness? Fun, happy times. It does. So we got Prince of Cups. What do we got here? We got Prince of Cups. And what is this one? Nine of Cups. There's something to do with a lot of emotion. And when it comes to emotion, there has been a lot of sadness, but I feel like the sadness has been worked through. It's taken a long time. It's taken longer than you thought. I think they're kind of showing that when whatever the situation that happened, you thought you could move through it quicker, but just obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And so with that, it really needed that blind faith and that trust that it's going to continue to go forward. I keep seeing a lot of eagles on here, even though cups is water and emotions, but the trust has to come with the mind, right? The balance of the heart and the mind. And so air, eagles, I see that as intellect. And the intellect being, well, that change in perspective. If you focus on the negative's going to win. If you focus on the positive, I feel like someone's scared that they're just going to be like delulu or naive or something. You know those like false positive people? In this story, you're not a false positive person because you've really, really leaned into the sword of all that negative stuff. And you used the fire, the desert of transformation. You transformed it all. Now from that is that spark of I want more. And you've been working on that for years and years. And so now is like the fruits of your labor, the manifestation. So to keep thinking that you still need to do more and be outside, it's here right now in this very second. And if you don't feel it, there is a need with the Hanged Man to just change the perspective. Two energies. Shift it a bit higher and then look again. Because it's there. I guarantee you it's there. Because the next one we have is like Nine of Cups, over-fulfilling happiness. And Nine of Cups comes out in multiple decks lately. That's the message these days, is something really great is here right now. And it's time to embrace it. So now, again, with that Two of Cups. Oh, that's pretty. Two of Cups, the best thing I ever learned, I swear to God, it just stays with me all the time, is be you. If you want to be beautiful, you have to fill up your own cup. I remember I went to this development place and I heard it the very, very first day, and I probably could have never went back again, and I would have gotten so much just from that one saying. But you need to fill up your cup first before you could ever fill up someone else's cup. And that's what being beautiful is. Be you till full. Once you're full and you're happy with the way things are for you, which is what the Nine of Cups is all about. In the past reading, I kept seeing the Pulp Tarot, and I keep feeling like I need to use that deck, but it's not glowing yet. And in it, there's that movie star one where she fulfilled and did it all on her own, right? All the accomplishments and the awards and all those things. And then from Nine of Cups to Ten of Cups is where that partnership of two people who have done that come together and create fulfillment. And so that's what I'm seeing is with this Two Cups coming. It starts off as one and then it goes into the two. This one's overflowing, and that's why both can be full. Whereas if it's two going into one, it's kind of depleting. It has to overflow. You share the overflow. You be you till you're full, and then you share the overflow. And look how many lotuses here. It's just like went through so many different things, so many different, I'm seeing a diamond, a faceted diamond being under pressure, right? That coal, got that. And then it turned into a diamond. And then that diamond went and had to get cut, right? And it dealt with all that. But at the end, that sparkle and that everything, and now I'm seeing puzzle electricity. That spark in you has many different dimensions and facets that no matter where you go, you're going to shine and you're going to sparkle. So the shift they keep showing is that there's beauty in the now. You've changed, you transmuted, and it's here right now. And to keep wishing and hoping for it is kind of delaying it because it already is here. There's love and beauty in this moment, and embrace it. I don't know what else to tell you. That's pretty much the message. Maybe I can look at the bottom. We got the Hermit. What about the Hermit? Okay, so I see like what is that one with the three-headed dog in the underworld? Cerberus. So that's what I see. Being hermit, going, dealing with everything. And then the one that shone was the sun. And then I saw over here kind of like a night type thing. And so there was protection. So I feel like the darkest times are a little bit behind. Doesn't mean that problems aren't going to arise again, but it means that you now have so many skills and things and lessons learned that you've you know how to deal with all of these problems that are going to come your way. And then I also feel like because you've raised your vibration, you've met others that are the same. And whereas before you were lonely in the past, now you have others to work with you, and they're all heart centered. So with whatever needs to be spoken up with, it will be from the heart, not ego. And so can you imagine what's going to happen after that? I already feel like it's like hopes and wishes and dreams are here in the now, and then what's to come is like above and beyond, blow your mind type things. And all you have to do for that is just like open up and receive, because that's who we got, Isis, giving blessings right now. And it's the embodied manifestation of love. It's the Holy Queen, Mother of us all. So I'm seeing almost like, I'm hearing kumbaya moment, but it's like almost too good to be true. But the Hanged Man says, change your perspective, because it's not too good to be true. It just is. So with that, we'll leave it there. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.